The Untitled podcast. Graham, Lance is being late.
We're not live, Lance.
Huh?
Not
Yeah,
live.
we're not live yet.
It says we're live here.
I'm looking at YouTube.
I've got the YouTube page up.
It says you're live. I'm live. I'm live. I think it's is it a different link, I believe? Yeah, it's a different link. Live. One person's in there right now.
That's still waiting.
So it's a different link?
Yeah, just go back out, you see live. I don't know why the scheduling for YouTube is always like tricky.
You have to like use the same stream key.
Yeah.
I gotta update it on mine so I can see the stream.
Yeah, here. I've sent you guys.
There's people waiting in the other one.
Well, here, I sent it to you on Facebook, and you can send them the link, okay? Or you know what? Here.
I'm not on Facebook right now.
Here. Here's the link for it. I sent it. We are live.
Why is my face the only one that's up there?
I don't know.
Real professional.
Like I said, there's downphoenix.
Yeah.
I got player. I don't know how can you actually set it up so when you talk your face pops up.
It's supposed to do that automatically. That's the way that Hangouts is supposed to work. But
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna click on your face. Oh, there's Seth. Grim, I mean. Fuck, man. I'm like all over the damn place. I'm so sorry. We'll start when Ashley comes out. Oh, there goes Ashley. Okay, do we have people here so far? Oh, hi. This is weird. Yes, it is weird. I'm gonna start posting this on the actual channel and everything else. If you guys want to do that on yours as well. We'll start with the gaming for this week's topic. I'm already on Discord.
Seems like YouTube is so behind. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
the stream and all that.
I mean, I've done a lot of live streams. Yeah, this is really late, but hey, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of random with that.
Okay.
Some days are better than others.
Yeah, I don't know. YouTube's been having problems, especially with my live streams. I don't know what's going on. Twitch is not doing any better either. I tried doing some on Twitch, and I'm having a couple times like processing the video. I don't know why it's keep giving me errors. Sorry, put a ticket up for it. Because I'm trying to upload majority of the video I have from YouTube over to Twitch for Premiere Live over there, but it's like, it's not working. Alright, so welcome to the Untitled Gaming Podcast. We still don't have a title yet, but we're going to let you guys name the title and we'll vote on it, see what title we're going to have this on. I do not know if downphoenix would like to do this every Sunday with us. Basically, we're talking about the gaming stuff that happens within the week, what we looked up, played, everything else as well, what we think about it. Because I'm sick of seeing like 6 to 8 people doing same gaming news in one day. That's basically what I see so far on YouTube now.
Yeah, I can agree with that, Lance.
Yeah, it's like
YouTube has become regurgitation nation.
Yeah,
and that's why we don't put up a ton of gaming news on Dark Titan.
Mm-hmm.
It's just regurgitating the same things.
Yeah.
Over and over. Like, how many YouTubers can you have reporting on the same topic?
I don't know how many YouTubers does it take to screw on a light bulb. So I am going.
That's a question for downphoenix. How many YouTubers does it take? I have no idea, Lance.
How many YouTubers does it take to screw in a light bulb for regurgitating gaming news?
I'd say about 3 pages worth.
That's a long list of names. So we're gonna go from left to right, starting with Green Monolith and downphoenix and Ashley. Tell us a little bit about yourself, about your channel, and their links are down below in the description below. Subscribe to them, show some love to them as well. And we'll take your questions as well. I'll start out with a topic and see what their opinions are for it as well. Okay, guys, start with Grim.
All right. I go by Grim Monolith. My old tag from when I played StarCraft, and also one of my favorite Patrick the Kaplan cards. I have owned several tabletop gaming stores. I've been in the gaming industry for more than half my life. Currently, I help edit for the Dark Titan Enterprises channel, and I am on the Titan Tables podcast. So basically, gaming is one of my main hobbies and interests, so that's why I'm here.
downphoenix.
I thought we were going left to right.
Oh yeah, it's Grim, then downphoenix, and Ashley.
Oh, okay. You're talking about in your order. Okay, I got you. Mine's a little messed up. So, yeah, I've got a gaming YouTube channel. I've been on YouTube for over 10 years, and I like to do videos about video games pretty much. I mean, I really don't know how else to put it, but I like to mainly do game reviews and game discussions and that kind of stuff. So definitely check it out. youtube.com/downphoenix.
The description below. Subscribe to him, show him some love, and hey, Grim. Carl says stop lagging.
My voice is not lagging. My camera probably is.
It is.
This camera's really old, so my voice is fine. My voice should be fine though.
Yeah. Ashley.
I'm just an art channel. Not really much for gaming unless I'm on Lance's channel.
Well, this is your channel too. They like.
Honestly, you're on it.
Well, because you don't want to be part of it. Every time it's like you want to play a game, you want to do a video, you don't want to do it.
Unless it's Aki Bento.
Lightning Bolt says hi. Yeah. Subscribe to both their channels, Ashley Art Fantasy or this one. If you guys haven't, we're giving 1,000 sub giveaway as well. For me, I'm a disabled vet, and I play games, and I pretty much try to milk every single penny from people. Right now, I'm trying to milk Grim to the teat.
You're not going to get much out of me.
Yeah. I know that down.
Trying to get
especially this time of year.
Yeah, yeah, Christmas. I know that downphoenix plays a lot of indie games. I've been watching some of your indie game reviews as well. How's that going out for you? Actually, streaming and reviewing a lot of indie games on your channel.
I love indie games. Indie games are something that I like to play a lot of, and so I'm totally down with that. As a matter of fact, I recently got a review key for Nidhogg 2 on the Switch.
Wow.
And so I'll probably be reviewing that pretty soon because it's a pretty simplistic game, so it's not like there's a whole lot to talk about. So it'll be a pretty easy review to do.
Yeah.
But you know, I like doing indie games. It's a lot simpler than
I heard that. Oh my lord, my mom is yelling in the background.
She's telling people to come into the art room.
Oh, okay. Basically, Grim was telling me about I should contact these indie developers to get a free key because they do it for their channel as well. But do you do that, or do you like get it from the industry as well?
Oh, the review keys?
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's usually developers just contacting me.
Oh, nice.
But occasionally, I'll get them from like sites like Keymailer and Terminals. Definitely sites to check out if you want to get review keys.
Oh, that would be nice. I don't mind playing free games.
Keymailer and Terminals and Lightning Bolt on downphoenix, as it says in the title of the thing, of course. But
yeah. So, what were you trying to add in, Grim?
No, I was just saying. I was just going to repeat. Yeah, I mean, you can contact developers directly to get keys as well, if you want.
I've actually had a couple that I've got that through. As a matter of fact, I need to finally do my review of Pig Eat Ball and just get that over with. But my life's been kind of consumed by Assassin's Creed Odyssey at the moment, but I'm finally almost at the very end. I've got like 2 missions left, and I'll be finished.
I'm waiting for that game to be free on Xbox Gold.
Yeah, well, the reason why I've been playing through that is because I got approved for that Google Extreme beta, and that beta ends in January. So I've been trying to beat the game before then.
Oh, try to beat it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I did the beta for Fallout 76. Oh my god. But let's talk. We already talked about that last week. What you guys thought about the 2018 Game Award?
I didn't watch it.
I thought it was too long. I mean, I think that it was a good presentation. I mean, they did better than E3 in my opinion.
It doesn't bother me.
It was I thought it was better than E3, but 4 hours long. Oh my god! At least E3 was separated into segments, so I could watch like a 40-minute segment done by Sony and walk away, and then come back a couple hours later and watch Nintendo. The Gamer Awards, that was just so long. So long.
Oh, yeah, definitely. A lot longer than something like E3, like you mentioned, because it was like, 3.5 hours or something like that? Because they had the pre-show. They said it came on at like 7:30 or whatever. But the actual show didn't start till 8, so they had like a half hour of filler stuff that they kind of did in between. It was really long-winded, but I liked the presentation. They did really good with that. It's just as far as like the length of the show, it's too long, and it's kind of funny. Like the show is too long, and you could tell that they know it's too long because a lot of the words they just rush through them really quick.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they had Hans Zimmer on, like, that's awesome.
Oh yeah,
he's incredible. He did recently he did the soundtrack for Blade Runner 2049, and it was really interesting how he did that. Is he went back and he took the original Vangelis soundtrack and basically researched the instruments that they had to make that, because it's all electronica. So, the technology and the types of stuff they had to do electronica back in the early 80s is different. We have a lot newer stuff now, a lot better stuff now. But he went and got the exact equipment that Vangelis used to make the soundtrack in 83 or whatever year that they had made it in. I think it was 83 the soundtrack was made. And
yeah.
He used some of their songs over again, but he made new ones only using the equipment that they had, which I thought was, just a testament to him saying, how great they were as composers for movies back in the 80s, and just a good touch to be able to get the music to be authentic. Just a little thing on Hans Zimmer. I mean, I think the guy is incredible, and I really respect his work. So he's done a lot.
Yeah. It's just, for me, I just watched the game trailers, and they weren't that exciting except for one of them. That would be the Joker coming to Super Smash for Persona 5. But
you didn't like the trailer for The Outer Worlds, really?
I did like it, but the problem is I want to see more. I want to see gameplay. It feels like
Rage 2. Look, I thought that was awesome.
I have the funny thing is that I have Rage 1 but never played it. I have a lot of games, but I haven't played it yet. I haven't got my way around it to play the damn game. Miguel says Fallout 76 should have won the GOTY or Nintendo Labo. Lightning Bolt says
something we can agree on, my friend.
Fallout's
should have gotten the GOTY. The game of the year.
Lightning Bolt says Fallout 76 made of rotten eggs and rotten milk carcasses. That might be true too. It's just that, it's like there's so many games coming out now. There's indies, so it's like I have a hard time keeping up with majority of these games. I just watched like gameplay of it. I just downloaded Survived By, that's free on Steam, I want to
Oh,
try
yeah.
that. I want to try that out, but I think it's like more for like a co-op party member style game. Looks like it, and it's just that when you get older, you don't enjoy the games that you used to play when you're a kid, and now you're like playing more like sophisticated or story driven. When I was a kid, I like playing like shooting and like hack and slash type of game. Now I'm like, I like to play more story driven game now. I like to have a good little bedtime story before I go to bed.
What do you think of the trailer of the next Far Cry game?
It looks like a DLC for 5. Basically, it's like right after 5.
It does take place right after 5, I guess, yeah. But they go with that post-apocalyptic world, Mad Max feel. I agree.
Yeah.
It seems like it's Far Cry 5 DLC, but if it's a full game,
Well,
I guess they have to put it out as a separate release.
well, there are DLCs out there that's actually full-size games.
But the Far Cry 5 DLCs weren't that great. Still, the best Far Cry game ever made, Blood Dragon. Hands down, that game is incredible. I love that game. The soundtrack, the writing, everything for it was awesome.
Which one? Dragon Age?
Blood
No,
Dragon.
Blood Dragon.
Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Oh, I have it. Never played it.
Play it,
I need to play it before the year's up.
I have like 4,000 games total up. I probably play a quarter of it throughout my whole life.
It's not even that long of a game. It takes like maybe 8 hours to beat.
Is 8 hour of my concentration.
It wasn't a full game. It was like a digital game. I think it was like $15 or $20 when it came out, something like that.
Yeah, I think I got it on Steam sale for like $1. There's like $5 for 1 through 4. Because I just bought I bought it right after I played Far Cry 5. That's when they had the sale going on, so I bought it all for like $5 to $6 for the Far Cry series, and I haven't really touched it since then. After I beat 5.
Yeah, Far Cry Blood Dragon should only be like $10 on Steam. $5 to $10. That's it. Like downphoenix was saying, it's not a full game.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what did everyone think of the actual game of the year?
What was that? I don't know.
God of War.
The actual winner.
I think God of War should win a lot of trophies. I think that Red Dead Redemption 2 got a huge hype on it because it came out like a few weeks ago, so everyone like voting on it. But it's like there's other games out there that's better than Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm still waiting for Red Dead Redemption 1 year edition because I'm gonna try it out. Then I'm gonna buy 2 when the price drops for it. Because I never played the series because it never really appealed. Wild West did not never ever appeal to me growing up.
Never appealed to me either.
But I heard it has great stories and everything else. So I want to give it a try once I get it for the PS3 for 1. Then I'll see if I get 2 if I like it.
So on Red Dead Redemption 1, I actually played through the zombie campaign before I played the normal campaign. Because I got the Game of the Year edition that has both on it.
Now that's what I'm getting. It's like $13 on Amazon.
Yeah,
Do you have an Xbox One by any chance, Lance?
Yes, I have.
I
One.
definitely recommend getting it for the 360 so that you can do the backwards compatibility.
Oh, no, now that I don't. Well, problem with me with Xbox, it's a good console. I'm not gonna say it's a bad console. It's just that the game library is not there for me because I'm more of an RPG guy. But if I start like building a collection for that one particular like system, then I'm gonna start buying for that system unless the other system is like only for that system. That's why my Xbox library is so small. My PS4 library, my PlayStation 3 library is so huge.
Yeah, I just think for me. I mean, that's kind of the same story with me too. I get like close to 50 PS4 games. I have like 6 Xbox One games. But...
Yeah, same here. But I might get it if for the Xbox 360 just to get better graphics. I know they scale it up, don't they, for the backwards compatibility for the graphic wise for the Xbox One?
Yeah, the 360 version probably had a little bit better graphics even without that, because the backwards compatibility actually bumps it up too.
Mm.
Like some games, they get bumped up whenever they do that. So I was just saying, like, unless you just really want it on PS3, you can probably get it cheaper on PS3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you go to like Walmart now, and they still sell Red Dead Redemption 1, the Game of the Year edition. It's in an Xbox One game case. It just says Xbox 360, Xbox One on the top of it.
I've never seen any. I haven't seen it for a year on at the stores anymore, unless you go to GameStop.
Yeah, it was re-released. So a lot of games on the 360 were actually re-released, games that were added to the Xbox One compatibility list. And what they did is they repackaged them, and they put them in a case that looks like an Xbox One game case, except the top says Xbox One, Xbox 360 on it, and it's just the Xbox 360 disc in there. So it's just repackaged because the Xbox One automatically has the backwards compatibility for that particular game. And they've done that for a whole bunch of games. Like if you go buy a brand new copy of Oblivion, the 360, it's in one of those cases. Couple of the COD games are in those cases, and it's a good marketing trick. I mean, and it's not really a trick per se, because I mean the games are fully compatible on the Xbox One. It's just you're buying an Xbox 360 disc that's been repackaged in an Xbox One case.
Yeah, but how much are they charging for that one the repackaging stuff though?
I saw it at Walmart. It was like $16, I think.
Yeah.
Repackaged.
They're like $13 to $20, just depending on the games.
I probably just digitally download the damn thing. I bet it'd be a lot cheaper.
I mean, there you go. I mean, that's
well, there's 2 more sales coming up. It'll be the after Christmas sale, and there's gonna be a New Year's sales. That's gonna come up for the remainder of this month. So there's gonna be a lot of games that's gonna be on sale, especially Steam for New Year's. So yeah. But what do you guys think about the Epic Games situation with Steam? Because Epic Games got one of the Xbox like first choice game on Epic Games now, and the Windows library. What kind of game was it? But Epic Games is pretty much like going to every single competitors out there to put their games on their platform for the PC console, for the PC system. I'm thinking of PC as a console, but PC is not a console. A PC, but you think they're gonna rival Steam in any way, in you guys' opinion?
Well, here's the thing with that. When it comes to the whole Epic Game Store, they know what they're doing when it comes to this stuff. I mean, they built a empire out of Fortnite, and not to mention that there's so many game developers that use the Unreal Engine. And right now, game developers have to pay Epic a 5% cut in perpetuity just to basically sell their games if they use their engine. And Epic is like saying, okay, you're paying 30% now to Steam, plus you're paying us 5%. You could just pay us 12% instead, and you get a lot more money. And so I see a lot of these developers, they might just be like, you know what, we're just going to release our games on Epic Game Store, not have to worry about doing our own storefronts like Ubisoft or EA does, and get a lot more money, because they figure, well, if we got the games, they're going to come over to get the games, and I think that's the strategy they got with it. The thing is Steam going to just sit by idly? I don't think so. I think they're going to be competitive.
Half-Life 3. Half-Life 3.
Well, yeah, Half-Life 3 is force freaking Valve to make games again because people stop releasing games on Steam.
Yeah, it's like Gabe Dude goes into the back of his secret vault. It's like, looks like that come to 3. Half-Life 3 comes out. Everyone can pre-release it.
Valve just released
Artifact.
a digital card game. Who Richard Garfield was the original creator of Magic the Gathering. He had worked on the mechanics for that game. The game is called Artifact, and they monetized the game so badly. They were releasing this game to go against things like Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering Arena, which is just becoming popular now.
Mm-hmm.
Which is strange. A game as old as Magic only just becoming digitally popular, but it is kind of the case. But anyway, Artifact came out from Valve, and it is a total disaster. They lost 60% of their players from day 1 to day 7. 60% of their players stopped playing because the damn game costs so much money. It is just a monetization disaster. So that's a huge, huge failure for Valve right there. I don't, they didn't put as much money into developing that game as say they would have another Half-Life, but it's still a huge loss. So I don't know what's going to happen with that game. I mean, they were really betting on it to be a contender against Hearthstone before Magic the Gathering Arena to really get a foothold on the market. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Artifacts is going to fail horribly. Magic the Gathering Arena is just gaining more and more steam and is now going, I think it's going to become a huge contender for Hearthstone at this point. And, that's just a huge loss for Valve. But I'm going to second what downphoenix was saying. I mean, the fees that Epic is charging to put games on their platform. I mean, Steam's got to do something or they're going to lose. Steam's monetization is archaic. They've been doing 70-30 forever, since almost their inception. And only in the last couple of years did they start offering, better deals to larger companies that want to put their games on the platform. But indie developers have gotten nothing from Steam. Steam has just stuck them with the 70-30. And now Epic is coming along and saying, hey, 12% across the board. And by the way, as downphoenix said, if you're running on our engine, we're not going to charge you the extra 5%. Well, unless Steam innovates, unless Steam does something, I could see everyone that doesn't have their own platform to sell on moving right over to Epic.
Well, I can see Steam actually changing the payroll for everything else for it, because you got to think about it. Yeah, because their platform's there to make money. That's
Yeah, and Steam also has great customer service. If Epic is going to do well, they'll have to do great customer service. And if that fails, if their return policy,
they have a great return policy that I've been hearing, but I haven't returned any of my games.
Steam has a great return policy. You have 2 weeks or something like that, and you play 2 hours of the game. If you want to return it, you can return it. If you don't play no more than 2 hours of the game.
I think Xbox has a 2, doesn't it? And the PlayStation is basically if you don't download the game or play it, you can return it within 14 days.
Yeah.
I think
Nintendo is like F you.
I don't know what Epic's return policy is yet, but I don't know.
It all has to be with the return policy and customer service. If they fail in that aspect, they're going to fail miserably.
Yeah. It's going to... Oh, sorry. What are you going to say, Grim?
I was just going to say, maybe we'll see a lot of these developers, a lot of these publishers just go to their own platforms. I mean, I like having my games in all my games in one place. I don't really use Steam because the only PC games that I personally buy are like really old ones, like all the old Dungeons and Dragons games. So all of my games that I own are actually on GOG, because I own like Baldur's Gate and all the old Gold Box games and all the old RPGs. And GOG has all those games. Although I don't think GOG was ever in much of a competition with Steam. GOG does get some new games, but it's only certain ones. They generally only RPGs. GOG seems to be a platform that has other things than RPGs.
Strategy as well.
Yeah, it does get a lot of new strategy releases, but it doesn't really do indie games. GOG has a much stricter policy on what they carry, and they do in some ways have more of a censorship platform. Steam, as we know, doesn't really censor anything. and I'm wondering, is that how Epic's going to be? What's Epic's
That's a very
policy?
good question. As far as GOG, they're actually DRM free. That's kind of like one of the things that makes them special. So that's the reason why you don't see a lot of games on there, is because some publishers like to have DRM on there to keep from piracy, which we know isn't actually effective. But if it at least affects it for a while, that they're going to do that. And so that's part of the reason why GOG doesn't get a lot of new releases, because of that fact, at least for non-indie games. Because indie publishers are a lot more willing to offer DRM.
Yeah. Continue. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, as far as Epic is concerned, I really don't know what their whole shtick is right now. I think their whole shtick is like, hey, we're going to give you more money, so bring your games over here. I think that's pretty much their plan.
I think that's also part is how many people are using that platform to buy stuff as well. It's like, if you want to make more bang for the buck of it, I think, a lot more people use Steam than GOG. And Epic Steam needs to do, it might entice the actual people like the people that makes the games to try to sell their stuff on the Epic Games. The problem is Epic Games needs to also be expanding to consumers like us. Why should we move from Steam to buy from you? It's like, are you going to give us a better deal than Steam? Are you going to, if the game's brand new, will we get 10% less than Steam? It's stuff like that as well.
That's a very good point, because with them offering a greater share to the publishers, they theoretically could sell their games cheaper and still make the same or even more than they would on Steam. And also, you have to figure in that Epic said starting on the 14th of December, they're going to be giving away a game every 2 weeks. So, for 2 weeks, you can download a new game, and they're starting with, I think, Subnautica, which is one of the most popular PC games of the year.
Yeah. I actually tried that game.
That's trying to get people like us to download it. That's their, they want people to go there for the free games if they're not already playing Fortnite or whatever. And then,
yeah. Was Fortnite season 8 or 9 now for the Christmas thing?
7, I think.
Season 7.
Season 7. I never actually played that. Look at it. It's like, it's not the type of game for me. It's just like a cartoonish version of basically Call of Duty / Ark, because Ark, you got the building things as well. It's also kind of like a battle royale.
I don't like the building aspect of Fortnite. I don't mind battle royale, but actually, believe it or not, the best battle royale I think that's out there is Blackout. I just like normal, shooters. I don't like how Fortnite has everything set up, so I just won't play it.
Yeah, I think it's more enticed for kids. Like Minecraft is more for
played Minecraft, never played Fortnite.
I played You saw me play Minecraft. You even told me it looked stupid. That was dumb too. But it's more enticed for kids.
It is for kids.
And you have people like 29-year-old and older try to play this game. It's like, what the hell? I can't deal with this. Okay, I'm done. It's like I don't have the reflex or the eye coordination for this shit anymore. They gotta squint.
I like Minecraft back when it literally was first out. I remember buying it when it was still in alpha. It had the number of people that downloaded it, and I was number 90,000 something. So the game was still kind of small fry back then. That's when I played Minecraft. But yeah, obviously I kind of went out of it now. I don't know, it's just a little much key right now.
Yeah, I played Minecraft a couple times. I'm just started with building games. I'd rather play a strategy game, rather play StarCraft. Blow stuff up.
Surprising as it is, I'm still surprised StarCraft is still alive to this day. People still play StarCraft 1 more than StarCraft 2.
In Korea, the pro scene for StarCraft 1, after they did the remastered version, is actually bigger than StarCraft 2. The world scene for StarCraft 2 is definitely still bigger. But in Korea, believe it or not, the KSL and the ASL are bigger than StarCraft 2 championships.
For me, no, it's like, you know, I think I could say my other half of my lineage is Korean.
Games are big in Korea. League of Legends is huge in Korea.
We're #1 smokers and drinkers in Korea and plastic surgery.
League of Legends is big in Korea, definitely, but League of Legends is also big in Europe.
Korea made a music video with League of Legends characters. They made a whole group.
I thought League of Legends made from Korea.
As far as StarCraft goes, basically Korea is the world home of StarCraft.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you go back to the mid-2000s, they had StarCraft cereals, they had lines of StarCraft toys.
Don't forget Diablo 2, World of Warcraft, and the classic Warcraft 3 series.
It's still huge over there.
Mm-hmm. Say one because we have
Japan and Korea are big gamers.
Yeah, because
because that's all they have time for aside from school is gaming.
Because when I was growing up in LA, there's a place called PC Bong. Basically, it's called PC and comics. So basically, it's PC, manga, and you have a cafe in there. And you spend like $2 an hour. Back in the day when they had the cable internet, when it first came out, you have these computers like side by side with each other, and you play Counter-Strike against each other, a whole bunch of plays, just pay $2 an hour. For a kid, you don't want to stay away from home. That's where you go to. If you dig a couple dollars from your mother's purse, don't do that. But yes, that's what I've been doing, and I got my ass beaten multiple times.
Counter-Strike and StarCraft 1 are the two original esports games. Those are the two games that launched. Modern esports. I'm not going to say they're the first esports. If you want to talk about esports, you can go all the way back to the late 1970s with people like Billy Mitchell and Todd Rogers. But as far as modern esports is concerned, Counter-Strike and StarCraft began it all. They're the beginning.
Well, you can go back even further technically because you got games like Quake. Those are really huge too. But I guess you could say.
But they weren't actual.
I guess you could say it went mainstream with Counter-Strike.
Like with the pro league, the actual professional leagues, Counter-Strike and StarCraft were the first kind of modern pro leagues. Yeah, I remember playing Quake on my LAN that I had in my house.
Oh shit! Who wants to do a LAN party again? Let me get my 14-inch box monitor. Oh, those were the days. Oh god.
So Lance, how's your PlayStation Classic, buddy? You liking that thing?
Don't have it yet. I'm broke.
You ordered it?
No, I'm gonna get one just to piss you off.
No, it's a waste of money.
Well, I'm just gonna. Huh? I have actually. Yeah, you know what? If you send me the link, which one I should get and stuff, I'll get it. I have the original PlayStation 1 and that table. I just spared it with a whole bunch of shit. No, right? Because I got the new the connector for my video capture card, so I can hook up my old retro games to it. I reviewed it and everything else. It does pretty good on it right now. But I know we hooked up the PS2 and we're playing some classic games on it right now. The Ash is gonna play the original Dot Hack that cost me a fortune to get. I gotta get the last volume 4 of it. Then I'm gonna try and get Persona 1 and 2. Hey Grim, would you like to sell me your Persona 1?
You know how much that game is worth?
$120. Would you want to sell that for $100?
Its value is double that.
No, it's 120. Even sealed on eBay.
Wait, I stream been on my face the whole time.
Huh?
I think the stream's been on my face the whole time. I've been watching it.
Oh.
Not on YouTube. It switches.
Yeah, it's in YouTube.
No, it hasn't been switching. It's been on my face for 5 minutes. I was just watching it.
Well, remember, there's a 30-second delay for some reason. I put no delay on it, but yeah, it's been switching time to time. Probably if you someone speaks, your face will pop up for a couple seconds or a minute, then we'll go back to someone else.
And then mine's super laggy because my camera's so old.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to some of these comments. Let's see here. Miguel says, "Hey, don't make fun of Minecraft. Don't you guys know it's part of Spain's economy?" Lightning was talking about economy with Miguel. Stealing from people, land spend money on Labo. Nope, hell no. Low, don't make Ashley mad, Lance. I have to because we're married. Even downphoenix would say you need a little push to spark that love back up again. Isn't that right, downphoenix?
Is my audio low?
Oh, okay. We're a little quiet.
Carl's saying our audio is low, Lance.
Well, it should be up now. Up loud. It's up loud now. Ching is here. Hey, Ching.
Okay. Oh, so it's Lance's problem.
Yeah, it's my problem.
Lance is in control, so
And like I
don't
said,
fail us.
a few more times of this will be perfect. It's just that this is the second time using Google Hangout. The original I used Google Hangout for Roll20. And by the way, downphoenix, when are you gonna join us for D&D?
I don't know about that.
I can send you.
It's a commitment.
I can send you some PDF for some 5th edition. We need some 5th edition player. That's on Saturday night. I'll buy you a beer. I'll buy you a 6-pack every week.
PayPal on the money.
I probably need it.
We'll call you the drunken dwarf in the game. I'm gonna attack that monster. You mean that tree? Yeah, I'm gonna chop that tree down. It's looking at me funny. Hey, roll for me. Yeah. Any interesting game coming out? I got Super Smash Bros. And I got the Genesis collection for the Nintendo Switch.
I mean, yeah, I've had that Genesis collection for a while. I mean, it's got a lot of good games on it. I mean, I bought it basically to play Streets of Rage, but or I might play Phantasy Star 4, and that was definitely a quality RPG back in the day. But Streets of Rage on that thing is great, and there's some good arcade games on there.
It's just that don't ever like these games, like the classic and the Super Smash Bros. I just realized it. They're not good with the Pro Controller for some reason. It's very sluggish on the control, but the joystick is perfectly fine and fluid. I don't know if you guys had that problem. If you had the Switch Pro Controller, try it out or not or is it just me?
I have one of the wired controllers.
I have the wireless one.
I've got that game on the PS4, so I really don't have a reason to get it on the Switch, honestly.
Yeah, this is the first time owning a. I didn't have one for the PS3, but this is the first time owning it for the portable aspect of it. That's why I got it.
Yeah, I think Sega did that intentionally so they can basically sell the game twice to people.
Well, it's like the Sega Dream Gear that did not sell that well.
They're trying to sucker people to have multiple consoles like me, who would have bought it on the Switch if they had it at launch versus the other ones, but instead they didn't.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, so I'm not falling for that unless it's something I really want.
Yeah. I would have gotten the Genesis collection on the Switch had it launched with the PS4 version, but it didn't, so I bought the PS4 version. I'm not going to get it
now,
again.
If they had Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection on the Switch, I would buy that because that's a better collection, I think, than this new one is. It's got a better variety of games, plus the emulation seems better. It seems like the emulation's off on a few games, like Streets of Rage 3, for example. The sound's like really high-pitched for some reason in that game, which is a shame because it's got a good soundtrack.
Well, I don't, because like the soundtrack and stuff, I cannot even tell because it's the first time ever playing Streets of Rage.
A lot of games.
I mean, you play Streets of Rage 3 on that collection versus. I'm sorry. You play Streets of Rage 3 versus 1 and 2, and you'll hear what I mean. Like, there's definitely something off with it.
I played 1 and 3 last night, and to me, it's just that it's like everyone look at me and it's like, oh, you never played this game and that game on the Sega Genesis. It's like I had like 1 or 2 games in the Sega Genesis game. It wasn't mine, it was my uncle. I grew up with the Super Nintendo and a Nintendo. It's like those are like my eye candies. Like you give me Genesis, like what is, unless if it's Sonic, I'll play it. But other than that, it's like I have no idea what this game is. Like
I just grew up with Sonic on the Genesis, and then it just went straight to the PlayStation 1, and I grew a collection with that.
Is it half?
So, Streets of Rage 2 is the best one left.
Yeah,
it's the one you skipped.
Yeah, well, I want to just see what the improvement the graphic was in 1 through 3. You usually see it. I really want to see Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It was on the Genesis, but it wasn't on here. Was it Symphony of the Night?
Castlevania Symphony of the Night was on the PS1.
No, what was on the Sega Genesis?
It was Bloodline.
Yeah, that game is expensive to get.
Is it? What is it going for?
I think it's close to $60.
Hey, speaking of the price of retro games, Lance.
Yeah.
What is your stance, and Down Phoenix, what is your stance on YouTubers being the cause, or people saying YouTubers are the cause of the retro game market spike? People like Metal Rock Seasons, and I mean, this is a topic that comes up all the time. I see people put up videos about it. I see people like all over the internet, on Reddit, on all these different places saying, well, people like Metal Rock Seasons, they're responsible for the price of retro games. People like John Hancock and John Riggs, and hell with those guys. I mean, what's your opinion on all that?
That's
really funny.
Yeah, Carl said I vote Ashley for the best background. Miguel said this stream is brought to you by Bethesda. Lightning said agreed. Carl, I don't think both like how we look. Okay, I'm gonna skip all that. If you guys gonna be mean to each other, I'm not gonna read your guys' comment. Just letting you guys know. If you guys have any questions, you can comment down below, and I'll stop a little bit and ask them the question if you guys want. Unless it's dumb, I'm not gonna read it. Just let you guys know. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go first on this one because you have more experience on the platform than I have about this.
Oh, on YouTube, you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's actually funny you brought that up because I was literally on Twitter earlier and GameSack shared like a screen cap from YouTube comments or something like that. They were complaining about, they recently did like a, I guess, game video where they showed off good movie and TV video games. And people were complaining, this one person was complaining, oh, the price of Goof Troop is going to go up because you guys are talking about it. I was like, really? I mean, come on. Just because they praise a video game, it's going to magically go up in price. No, it doesn't go up unless you decide to pay the extra money for it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a good point. I've seen plenty of Metal Jesus Rock videos, his hidden gems videos that he does with all those retro game content creators out in Seattle. He always prefaces the video by saying something like, oh, hey, everyone, here's the next batch of video games that go up in price. I mean, he's joking around because he gets a lot of those comments. If you look in his comment section, people are always like, no, don't do these hidden gem videos. Don't do them. Don't do them because every game you talk about becomes impossible to get. Not his fault. I mean, it is true that do resellers watch his videos and watch other retro game content creators' videos and look at the games that they're talking about in their quote-unquote hidden gems videos, and then do they spike the prices? Yeah, they do. It happens. It's true. It happens.
And
it's not. Sorry, go ahead,
Lance. Are you done, Grim? I was about to say my point of view on the thing. For me, is that it's like I think people want to have I believe people like to point fingers, even though it's not true. But I think my reason is like a lot of the games that came from Japan are here. Some of them made a large quantity, some made a very small amount of quantity, and the very small quantity has a very small market, and there's a huge when they start booming later on down the road, and people want to play the past of the story of the game, and it started to cost more money and hard to find again. But when you get like 10, 20, 30 years down the road, it's not hard that 100,000 games that produced in the beginning and slowly got damaged, destroyed, or it gets lost. And it gets down to a market of 25,000 of it, and it's like you're gonna have to price it somehow. How big is the market for that game, and how much that selling is going to do. But I don't think that big hype for Metal Gear and stuff is not going to do much, because it's like if you wait like a few days later, it's like irrelevant. So not everyone's going to shell out $60, $100, $200 for an actual game. For me, I bought God Hack Volume 1 through 3 for Ashley for her Christmas present. It was like $300 altogether. I gotta buy number 4. That'll be an extra $200 later on down the road to get the complete set of it, because it's only very limited quality ever came to America that released in English. But
I mean, so God Hack is I mean, that's a different example, though, I think, because people are referring to games that are actually common that get spiked. Let's talk about Contra on the NES. Contra on the NES, that game sells a bunch of money, but why? It was not it was not a rare game. It's very common. They made a ton of it.
How many of them survived, though?
There's still a lot of them out. I mean, you go on Amazon, you go on eBay, there's a ton of them for sale. You walk into retro game stores and they'll have like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them in stock. There's a lot of Contras out there, but just like with Magic the Gathering, and I've sold a lot of Magic cards over the years, there's a concept called price memory. That when something hits a certain price, no matter what happens to it afterwards, people will always value it at that price, even if it becomes something that's not selling as much. You'll have a Magic card that'll be $20 for 10 years, and then suddenly it'll spike to $40, and it'll never go down, even though there's no reason for it to be at $40. Just that price memory sometimes doesn't let things ever go back down, and people have shown that there is a direct correlation between hidden gems videos done by people like Jason, Metal Jesus Rocks, and John Hancock, and price spikes, and then the games just go up and they sit there. And all these YouTubers, and I agree with them when they say, "Well, just don't pay it, just don't buy the game." Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous that a game is $200. They say don't pay it. Problem is that the resellers are willing to sit on the games. So when they see the game sell for $200 once, they'll think someone down the line is going to spend that again. So I am not going to budge on the price. So it's going both ways. As someone who's also been a reseller, I can tell you right now that these resellers are not going to budge. So once they see it sell for $200, they're going to let it sit there for the next 3 years because they don't care. They don't care. They won't budge. And that's just kind of the state of things. And yes, the problem is supply. There's so many more people buying these retro games. Sure, there's not a great supply of a lot of these games, so they're gonna be more expensive.
If you guys want to buy retro game hidden gems, don't buy the NES one. They're gonna bring. If you have a Switch, it's gonna come out to the online thing sooner or later. Just gotta wait. But like what downphoenix said, just get a Raspberry Pi. If you really want to play those games, emulate it, just get a Raspberry Pi. It's a lot cheaper in the long run, and you have I don't know how much memory Raspberry Pi you can put in, because I haven't really dabbled in it. Although if you could, why don't you explain the Raspberry Pi situation? You know more about this than I do.
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second. Let me do a little show and tell. I'll be right back.
Raspberry Pis are great. The one that I bought is I have an Odroid, which is a faster processor than a Raspberry Pi. But They're a little more expensive. They're like $75. You can get Raspberry Pis by $35. But yeah, I don't have anything set up now. I know that downphoenix is really into putting together those retro systems. I just download emulators on my PC and have them on my PC. I mean, if you want to be able to plug stuff right into your television, I mean, you can plug television, you can plug your TV right into your computer as well. But and by the way, the Raspberry Pis just use SD cards, Lance. So whatever size SD card you want to buy, you can put in it.
I'll just put a 400 gig then.
Right. I'm sure that they have I'm sure they have a BIOS that will use a 400 card.
Yeah, I might just do that. It's because I'm like,
Lance.
I totally can't find it. I don't know what happened to it.
You lost your Raspberry Pi? What?
Yeah. Well, I usually use emulators too. I usually use RetroArch on my PC when it comes to like that kind of stuff.
Oh, the emulator?
It sounds
I
cheaper than
tinker
what
with
we
the
have.
Pi. I don't really use it as much.
You need emulation. It's gonna be more trouble now because Nintendo just sued that poor couple for $12 million for the emulation.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard.
Well, I've already got pretty much all that stuff, so I don't really care.
But you should gotta think about the people. No,
Yeah.
I think like when Nintendo follows suit, I can see Sony doing it next, but I don't see Microsoft going to do it unless it's like brand new style games. If it's brand new, yeah, I can see Microsoft doing it, but Sony's been being on the ball now with everything. It's like they have to be like SJW friendly. They had to be PC on every single thing. And thank you for subscribing, Ching. Don't forget to subscribe downphoenix down below as well. And so yeah, I'm like, what do you guys think about that? You think some people's gonna follow same suit as Nintendo's doing? Like, I think what Sony's gonna do next. Or
I don't think they are, because I think Nintendo is fighting a endless battle. They're not getting rid of it. They're not getting rid of anything. Look, the site
Nintendo's just jerks. Basically, they're just a bunch of jerks.
The site that they got the $12 million for was going a bit above and beyond just offering ROMs. They actually were they had a system set up where you could play the games in your web browser. So that's a little above and beyond just offering ROMs. Now, anyone who can get on torrent sites, all the ROMs are still available on torrent. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that are afraid, if I go on torrent, Comcast or Verizon or Spectrum or whoever I have for internet is gonna see that I'm on torrent site. Well, I mean, VPNs, they cost $5 a month. Those companies can't see where you go if you're on a VPN. But besides that point, I mean, all of these emulators, all of these ROMs are available on BitTorrent, and they're not going anywhere. And Nintendo, nothing they do will shut down torrents. And I think that there's so many of these ROM websites out there. In a year, you're going to see another site appear just like the ones that Nintendo had taken down. I mean, it's a never-ending battle. They're not going to win. They're not going to win.
Yeah, for sure.
They're fighting the whole internet. Nintendo might be a big company. They're not big enough to do that. No one is. The only thing that could be done is governments demand, or even governments can't stop pirating. So no one can do anything. It's not possible. I'm not afraid for ROMs. I'm not afraid for emulators. It just might be difficult for the time being for people to get stuff. You might have to know a little more about where to go to get them. But I think that'll change.
I'm sorry, Miguel Centeno's like that uncle that just found out what is the internet.
I like it.
I think we should have...
Right. I mean, look how bad their service.
It's like that Congress and Mike Zuckerberg. It's like so bad. It's like so bad watching them. It's like, oh my god. It's like these old people don't know how the internet works. I'm gonna be out for 5 minutes. I'm gonna have Ashley start a conversation because I know she loves to talk about Devil May Cry 5.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Be right back.
I like Devil May Cry because I like Dante.
Did you play the? What do you think of the PS4 remasters of the PS3 remasters?
There was no difference.
The remasters.
There was no difference.
I thought that was hilarious when they were like PS4 remasters of the PS3 remasters.
No difference.
Really?
No difference.
I didn't buy the PS4.
Capcom were to have PS5 versions of that. Even if we have backwards compatibility, they'll still have a remaster.
A remaster of Devil May Cry 1 through 3. Hey, I just want to say that I did enjoy DMC. I know that there was a lot of people who didn't like DMC because they completely changed how the characters look. But I thought the combat in the game was great.
They didn't change just how the characters look. They changed the character's personality.
True. So, story aside from the story, I liked the game were good.
I thought of the game as not as Devil May Cry, but as a totally different thing. If you think about it as a totally different thing, then there's nothing to be mad about.
I mean, I totally agree. Like, I really enjoyed the game. I thought the combat was great. I thought the graphics of the game were great. I liked DMC. It's a shame that so many people hated it. But I understand.
I like the Virgil in DMC more than in the Devil May Cry.
So you actually liked the characters better
I didn't like the Dante, but I liked the Virgil. The Dante was too full of himself.
Yeah,
he was, and he made a lot. They made a lot of cracks and jokes about.
They made it so you would hate the character. That's the best way to put it.
Well, then it succeeded for sure.
Yeah.
Because the game, although a quality game, definitely.
I like the witch character though. The girl, I liked her.
Yeah, she was good.
I never was that vested in the DMC or Devil May Cry or whatever, but I did like the gameplay of DMC. I thought it was pretty good.
The game? I've actually never played the Game Boy DMC. I didn't even know there was one.
No, not Game Boy. I like the gameplay of DMC, Devil May Cry. But I've always liked Bayonetta more anyways, so...
I love Bayonetta. Lance doesn't like Bayonetta, and he can tell you the reason why. It has to do with my mom.
Bayonetta's a great game.
It's a great game. I don't like the character. It looks like her mom.
Oh.
It looks exactly like her mom. I'm like, no.
They ripped off my mom's face. Seriously. You look at Bayonetta, and it looks exactly like my mom.
The same mole and everything. I'm like, no. And the glasses too. I'm like, hell no.
Well, that's something you're gonna have to get over, I guess.
No, I just buy it.
I don't know how to help you with that one, sir.
To go to the company and go, you stole my face!
Like Lindsay Lohan did with Rockstar. And never,
did anything ever happen with that case?
No,
I never followed up.
They threw it out.
Yeah, it's like stupid because Rockstar hired an actual model to do it. So Lindsay Lohan just want to get that 10-minute of fame.
I really like those memes where they're talking about that Rockstar totally stole her likeness and they show a picture of Trevor.
That's right.
All that. Yeah, it's like anyone got Super Smash Brothers?
No, over my years of being a tournament organizer, I ran a lot of Smash tournaments, but I was never really a Smash player. I played Melee. I played a bunch of Brawl when it came out, just because the Wii was a new and exciting thing back then.
I was collecting dust.
but Smash on the Wii U, I bought it. I even bought the connector for the GameCube controllers. I never really used it, never really played it. I didn't buy Smash Ultimate. I don't know. I mean, I kind of went away from fighting games when Street Fighter V came out, and it was just an empty game. All they did is throw some characters in a game, so that people could play it for Evo. They basically put out a game so that all the pro fighting game players could play it at Evo, and it was only part of a game. It wasn't a whole game. They didn't have a story in it. They didn't have all the characters in it. They didn't even have all the backgrounds done for it. It was like, here's Street Fighter 5, and it's $60. But it's not a complete game. After that, I was like, I'm done. And now all this stuff with Soul Calibur, how you buy Soul Calibur, and like you have to pay for half of the characters after you buy it. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm pissed off about Forza right now. I really have always loved the Forza Horizon racing game. And, you know, like I have Forza Horizon 4, and they're releasing, you know, a huge DLC pack for it. But they want you to basically spend another $50+ for the DLC. That's almost what the game costs. Like, why can't I just get a game that has the whole game on it? Like, I stopped playing Forza Horizon 4 now because I'm so angry about it. I have the remastered version of Burnout Paradise, and I'm just like, the whole damn game is on this disc. I don't have to worry about spending another $50 to play Burnout Paradise. I'm just going to play Burnout Paradise for, you know, 50 hours and get my racing fixed for a while. Like, this whole thing with the way they're doing DLC and the way they're doing microtransactions. You know, Forza, they release cars for it every week and want you to spend $10 to download the new cars. It's like, no, I want all the damn cars on the disc when I buy it. That's all I ask. Or release the game and then in 6 months release a whole DLC package for $20 or $30 at most. Kind of like how The Witcher did it, or Skyrim. You know, all the DLCs for The Witcher were $20, and they were like, you know, another 20 hours added onto the game. And that I have no problem with. But releasing cars every week for $10 or making you pay for this complete pass to get all this DLC, I'm done. I'm so done with it. I can see why so many people are like, I don't buy new games. I just play retro games. One reason why I like Dragon Quest XI is it doesn't have any DLC, and they're not going to make DLC for it. The whole game is on the disc. Hooray!
Yeah, I hear that. Especially like, well, God of War, that's the game of the year, and it has no DLC.
I thought they were going to make like a DLC for it for the Thor fight towards the end. It's like a huge cliffhanger. That's what I thought there could be, like a DLC for that.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I think they did that intentionally to try to hype people up.
They did that because they ran out of money. They literally ran out of money. That's what they stopped at. So it's like, you know, if they recuperate some funds, they probably make more of the DLC. But I guess not. It's also the people that are buying this crap too. It's like, do you really need a T-shirt for like $2 in some of these games? Like the Persona 5, I got the free DLC pack for the costumes. They like each different costume for different genre of the games that you play throughout your childhood life for like $5. I'm like, why you want to buy this? It's just a costume for $5. It won't do anything for the game or anything else. And it doesn't add story, but people will eat it up. People will spend hundreds. It's like multi-billion-dollar money now on microtransaction and DLCs for these little things, little skins.
But Persona 5, none of the DLC for Persona 5 was actually adding to the story. So I don't mind Persona 5's DLC. You know, they're not making you pay for, you know, elements of the game that should have been on the disc. Persona 5, when you buy it, the whole game is on the disc.
Yeah.
So at least give Atlas credit for that.
Yeah.
Atlas, you know, that's just, I never buy cosmetic stuff. I don't care about that. You know, like Overwatch. I'm glad that their microtransactions are only cosmetic.
Yeah.
You know,
they got the new character called Ash. She looks hot, Ashley.
Ashley, haven't seen you played Overwatch in a while.
She's been lazy.
There's no one to play with me.
Well, you have it on PC is part of the problem. I don't have the PC version.
She has a PS4 one. We have a PS4 one. We'll play her on,
Oh,
on
you
the
do?
PS4. Yeah.
I have a PS4 one around here somewhere.
Around here somewhere in this pile of hoarding of games of old retro stuff. You should send that to me. I'll take care of it for you.
You want to buy my Persona for $125? If you go on eBay, that game is $250.
No, last time we checked, we saw for a complete one with the disc for like $100.
And it must have been damaged.
No,
I checked.
it's not damaged. It's not the one you're looking for is sealed for $200.
No, that's not sealed. I'm gonna look right now.
There's one for $260. There's one for $125. Case and manual only. There's one for $26 with all three. It's a bid. There's one for $83 disc only. But,
$125 case and manual only. $125 for just the case and manual. That is insane.
But if you think about it, if you just spend $50 on this case and manual only, and spend $80 or $86 on just the disc itself, you have the complete one for less. You don't have to spend $260 for it. That's what I usually do with the collector edition box for Nier Automata. I couldn't get hands on it because people are selling for $500 on Amazon, on eBay. So I just bought a box for $25. I got the collector edition sealed book for like $50. And I got the figurine for another $50. I forget what else comes with it. And I have the complete set because I already have the damn game, so I need to buy the game for it. So I got it for like altogether for like $100, $125 compared to getting it for $500 on eBay. That's what I pretty much do.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, so Down Phoenix, what do you been playing lately?
I think he logged off for a bit. I just see him. I think he went out to take a twinkle or grab more beer.
I wish I had some beer. Let's send me some money for some beer.
I don't have beer. I had a 25-year-old sealed vodka in the closet still.
What? A what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not vodka. It's something else, Lance.
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
25-year-old whiskey sealed.
So Lance, why don't you tell us, what do you think of Smash Ultimate?
I actually like it. I think the classic is good. I think the character unlocking the character is not that challenging like it previously was. Usually you have to do certain things like I used to remember getting Mewtwo on the GameCube. You gotta have to play like 2-player for like 80 to 90 hours. We know you and your buddy play 80 to 90 hours of it. So all I did was get two controllers in, put stock to one. Unlimited time. I left the GameCube on for 2-3 days to get Mewtwo. But other than that, it's just like it's not that challenging. But the adventure mode is very interesting because they put a lot of curveball into it, and you gotta get these. You know, instead of collecting trophies, you collect spirit characters, and you actually combine the spirit character to get a different type of spirit character. So it's interesting in a way and challenging. The adventure light is like a good 16-20 hours to play because you're going to be stuck and you got to do actual strategy, what items and stuff to use. Basically like Street Fighter on steroids, basically, but with fewer moves that you have and items to help you out as well. There was one level I've been frustrated because all it dropped was bombs, so everyone's getting killed like crazy, and I only have like one life, and I keep getting killed in the beginning because all these like 120 bombs comes from the sky. It's like, hope you don't hit it and die. It's basically what it was. It's like one chain reaction to the other, but it's a good game. I enjoy it. I almost got 52 characters unlocked so far. I got like 20 more to unlock. But after I unlock all the characters, beat the adventure light, it's going to be collecting dust like the rest of my games. But I've been playing for a few days.
Competitively at all?
Huh? I'm not a competitive player anymore. Only competitive game I ever play that people could challenge me till this day will be StarCraft 1 or 2. I will challenge anyone with StarCraft 1 or 2. I'll still hold my title. Are you okay, Down Phoenix?
Yeah, I just had to step away for a moment.
Looks like you're crying.
No, I'm not crying. I just got allergies, man.
I hear you. It's been snowing here last night. I'm like, holy shit, it's snow. My enemy. And I went back inside. It's like I'm never going out again.
Yeah, it hasn't really snowed here yet, so.
No, it's been
Cross my
raining. Yeah, but people here in the south that don't have the proper like, equipment to like plow the snow and stuff, or salting the roads. So I will never drive out here because people here can't drive in the snow. I see so far, like early in the 3 in the morning, some people like literally almost hit the railing off the bridge, like by the creek area it is. I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, these people can't drive for shit. It's like, yeah, I'm not driving when there's ice outside. Yeah,
But you don't even have a car.
I'm renting a car on Tuesday for 3 days to get groceries and stuff.
Right.
So, but until I start paying off a lot of these debts I accumulated from the move, I'll get another car. But for now, I'm not getting a car for now. Just Uber it if I need to, or rent a car if I need to. I save about $400 a month just doing that.
Down Phoenix, you said you were playing. You were finishing up Assassin's Creed. What's your take on it?
I mean, if you like action RPG type games, play it. I mean, it's basically like playing another Breath of the Wild or something like that. I wouldn't say it's good in some regards, but in other regards, it's better too. So it just kind of depends on the.
Because I haven't played it, but a lot of people have told me that it incorporates a lot more RPG elements into it than a lot of the past Assassin's Creed games.
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of stat building and stuff like that too. If you like min-maxing your character and stuff like that, you'll definitely get a kick out of that.
I heard it was more like God of War.
I like RPG.
Yeah.
It's not really that much like God of War. I mean, obviously you have the Greek setting, kind of like the original God of War games, but other than that, there's really not much that compares to God of War.
No.
If it's RPG based, that means there's leveling up, right?
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
Not all RPG games have a leveling up system. I know the older ones, like the tech-style version of it, you had to type in where you want to go and who you want to attack and hit. Didn't have a leveling up system. There are some RPG games that it was basically just all text and talk. And
talking about MUDs?
I believe so.
Multi-user dungeons, they were called MUDs.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a newer one the indie game made. It was an RPG. It's like a 8 to 12 hour. It's like basically you use word, like you have like different text. It's not dating type of game, but you have different text. And certain text will lead you a different, like a section of the game to continue on. It basically you gotta use your charisma to basically get out of a situation or go through a situation by using having a silver tongue. That was an actually interesting type of game. I gotta find the indie game, and it's free on Steam. But it was very interesting because it's like using the tip of the tongue to basically progress into the game instead of like, I got a sword and axe, let me just kill you right here and just move on to the next one. But it's a different like a style of it's like people like to think out of the box and like basically make a game and see if this works. And oh my god, fucking cats! I will murder them. No, it's Kimchi. Just knocked the original Game Boy on the floor.
Not Kimchi, because I have Kimchi.
Well, the cat knocked down the original Game Boy.
Where is the? I don't even see the cat behind you.
No, it was right beat jumped on the.
It was just a flash.
Yeah,
the cat just hopped down there just to bat stuff and then got it.
Yeah, my original Game Boy knocked on the floor.
I've got 3 if yours is broken.
One works, 2 of them are just parts. But yeah, I don't mind getting a brand new one for it, but no one really. I have the Game Boy SNES cartridge, so I just use that more often than playing on the Game Boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Super Game Boy.
Yeah. Carl said
And
you should
then-
never come to Canada.
Why should we never come to Canada?
You know why I'm going to Canada for? Maple syrup, poutine, and pot. Those are the 3 things I will go for Canada.
If
Why
you want,
should we come to Canada, Carl?
if you want marijuana, you can get it in 30 states now, Lance. You don't need to go to Canada for it.
Well, I got some in California, and over here it's still illegal. Even medical marijuana is illegal over here. From my pain.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely legal up here, so you can just walk into the.
I use it for pain. I don't smoke that much. I smoke like once every other week just for pain alone. So I could literally, don't, because there's a couple times out of the week I just lay down in bed the whole day in pain. But other than that, that's not gaming topic. Let's see what else happened this week. Oh yeah, Battlefield 5, 50% off.
Battlefield 5 and Fallout 76 about 50% off. So, as someone who bought Fallout 76, how do you feel, Lance?
Does that
piss you off?
Yeah, but you think about I'm thinking about they're going to fix it and they're going to add more to it, because I'm thinking about what's that game that came out that you go in space and you collect materials.
No
and
Man's
shit.
Sky.
Yeah, I'm thinking about No Man's Sky for Fallout 76. They'll fix it. They'll add more stuff to it and just give them a little more time. I think it's just a rush project that they just pulled out.
That's not really what I'm talking about. It's Bethesda, so hopefully they'll fix it.
I got 10% off from Amazon.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what I'm asking is, you paid $60 for it. Now people.
No. I paid $51 for it.
You paid how much for it?
$51.
He did the Prime discount while they're still doing that.
Oh, right.
And I still have it till the end of 2019, because I pre-ordered everything before it went away. It's fine. I just wish they fixed their server. That's all I care about. If they fix their server, and it'd be a lot more fluid to playing the game instead of being laggy every 5 to 10 minutes. I know the consoles don't have that problem, but the PCs do have an extreme lag problem.
So is it true? I've seen some articles that came out in the last couple of days that in one of the last updates, the last supposed bug fixes for the game, they actually made it so that it is a grindier game. It is harder to get certain resources now, and you have to spend a lot more time getting those resources. And that's only since the update.
Well, it wasn't any problem with me. I already had a house up in the mountain for it, so it's I have to probably go back in and play it, I guess, for an hour or two. I know Vera wants to play it. You guys said the password wasn't incorrect. I'm gonna check out the password, what it is, so I can send that to you guys again. Let's see. EA said don't like it, don't buy it. Me, okay, Puto. Yeah, for Battlefield 5. They do. It's kind of funny. It's like companies like, if you don't like the game, don't buy it, and they don't buy it. And like, oh my god, we gotta sell these games. Like, why did I say this? PR, don't buy it. It's like, you should never say that. If you have a product in, you try to sell as much as possible, no matter what. It's like really bad PR stunt. I hope that guy got fired.
He did.
Oh, he resigned or something like that.
It's kind of dumb if you think about it. It's like, oh well, I'm not gonna buy the game. I wasn't really big into Battlefield. I got the free one on the gold. I think it was the Battlefield 4, I believe. Well, for World War One. Yeah, well, for World War One. I have that.
I've got that on EA Access myself.
So, do you guys still have Game Pass for Xbox? Is it still growing really big now? I heard that they got more games. I know PlayStation 4 is putting $250 on their PS Live account as well.
The PS Now.
Yeah, they're putting 250 more games this I think in the next month.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and I think that Xbox, I think you pay like $5 to $10, $12, play any games that they have on the Xbox Pass on theirs, because right now it's like it's digital games is pretty much gonna happen no matter what. It's just now they're fighting for that type of market and winning people over it.
I mean, PS Now was not worth the money. Like I had checked it out. I had the 7-day free trial, probably like 2 months ago, and it wasn't worth it. Like,
I could look up the PS Now game list. What they have right now.
PlayStation and Microsoft will be fine for digital. I just think Nintendo's gonna hurt because their customer service sucks. Nintendo's does.
It's not only that; it's just that it's just small hard drive space. People like to download it and don't delete them. They want to have it on there.
Well, I mean, a lot of games on the Switch don't take that much space. I mean, there's really not that many AAA games on the Switch when you look at it.
I mean, it's true, and Nintendo has some major flaws in their eShop that they have to work out. One, it's getting overcrowded. They're letting too many games into it. But, I mean, depending on how you look at that, some people think that's a good thing. Some people think that's a bad thing. But, I mean, Nintendo's online service, is it worth it? Where is it going?
Nintendo doesn't do refunds for their eShop.
Right.
And that's going to hurt them.
Yeah.
So it's probably definitely hurt them a little bit. I mean, I've gotten very few games off the eShop.
It's going to hurt them if everything becomes digital.
Mm-hmm. If everything becomes digital, we're going to have to offer returns. We're not going to have a choice.
Well, remember...
It's Nintendo we're talking about here.
Nintendo, from the recent years, made a lot of bad decisions, and they finally did a good decision making, and they went back to being stupid again. I'm just seeing a pattern of how Nintendo's doing. Like EA, they buy shit and they make it hard for people to play it because they want them to spend a lot of money, and they're like having this really bad reputation of doing it. Like Nintendo's the same thing as that. They have good first party IPs, but everything else is considered like internet or multiplayer and stuff like that. Even the Nintendo app is stupid. It's just like does not make any sense. It's like why?
Yeah. One thing I kind of have wait. Why is it? What's on my camera?
I missed your beard, downphoenix. Missed that scruffily Paul Bunyan beard.
My camera's all jacked up for some reason. But anyways, as far as like, where was I going with that? I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought.
We were talking about Nintendo.
Oh, right, yeah.
I think
they make the biggest mistake.
We should talk about Soulja Boy's new console.
Oh yeah, you gotta buy that Soulja Boy. Yeah.
Soulja Boy's new console. I hear it's a beast.
You hear that? You heard that was what the thing is made out of? It's made a Soulja product. It's like made a Soulja product or Soulja graphics. I'm like, oh my god. Even his name is not on the damn thing. You can get the thing like 50% cheaper on Amazon than the actual the people that are making it.
Yeah, but you don't get the Soulja Boy on the box, though.
Yeah, right, his picture's on the box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just basically a piece of crap. It's like 3,000 games emulation. I'll bet you only 5 of them works, and majority of them are like duplicates of them, like how those games really are.
Oh yeah, a lot of those multi-cart type systems,
Like
they don't really
duplicates.
have 800 games or whatever. It's usually like 40 games.
Yeah, it's like I remember having like 50 games for the Game Boy, and it's like only like 2 of them, like it's like actual game, and like 48 of them are like duplicates or like some kind of like generic knockoffs. You can't even play the damn games on it. I don't know, man. So I think his investment's gonna go down the drain with that. Not everyone's gonna buy. Only people I can see buying it is like YouTubers to have the money to review the damn thing. And
I don't
making
even
fun of
know
it.
who Soulja Boy is.
He's a pop rap, whatever he is. I never actually listened to his music.
Yeah.
The only people that's gonna buy his products are the people that listen to his music.
I don't think anyone actually listens to his music anymore. It's like no one listened to Cisco anymore.
It's been like 10 years since people listen to Soulja Boy, so
Yeah, it's like he's not that, you know. Yeah, he's I don't know. I think it's one of the stupidest things. Like the Atari box.
The Atari VCS.
VCS, yeah. I heard that they're not bringing it out.
What? No, it has a launch date.
No, it has a launch date, but the people they're speculating they ran out of money just because of legal troubles. People who actually someone that actually designed it. We don't know what happened to the court for that yet. So, and the other one is the what's that? It's not the Coleco Chameleon. It's something else.
The Coleco Chameleon is
the Amico.
The
Amico,
yeah.
The Amico.
Yeah, that's coming up. And it's like, how many people are people are like really want to buy it for the Kickstarter? That's great.
There's no Kickstarter for the Amico.
There's none. Okay, it's to me, it's just like, you know, who would really buy it? It won't be the younger generation. It'd be like someone that's like way older than like your age and older. Sorry, Grim. But it's like the Commodore 60. Commodore was a 2064. They got the classic version of that, and I'm like. It's like they're like losing touch of the like you only touch the people that actually play those games or raised around those games. There's just like a small market of those people that are still alive right now until like more of a lucrative of way of making money is start hitting on the young people, like, you know, teenagers and up.
So the C64 Mini sold really well. It did really well, so I don't think that system was a failure. Especially the second release. The second release on the American version of the C64 Mini, which has a flashable BIOS that you can actually take a USB flash drive and just dump as many ROMs on it as you want. It has perfect emulation.
I never said that it was a failure. I said that. Like younger generation won't buy. It would be the majority, the older one that raced around it.
I mean, the best plan for a company is to try to sell as many products as you can to appeal to as many different demographics as you can. And yeah, there's going to be cross-demographic products and there's going to be non-cross-demographic products. But I think when you look at the market, you see how big retro gaming is. Retro gaming is huge. So there are definitely people cross-generation that are playing retro games. People that are collecting, buying, and playing games that came out before they were born. I mean, it's happening, which is one of the reasons why the retro gaming market has exploded to the size that it has with the prices that it has. I mean, I see people buying and playing PS1 games that were 1 years old when the PS1 came out.
Yeah.
I was a kid when the PS1 came out.
Same here.
What year did it come out? I don't know.
In the US, it came out in 95.
I was 6 years old.
I didn't get that when I was in 5th grade, so I was 10. And I also had an N64 too.
I got it when it first came out.
I did. My family was too poor.
And,
My dad.
And I just wanted to point about the Amico. I mean, if you read all of their literature, all of their press releases, they're not going. They say they're not going to recycle any retro games. That any game that's going to be on the system has to be
2D.
Only for that, has to be 2D. It has to be for that system. And they did make some claims about the speed of the processor that's in it. That the processor is faster than the potential CPU that's in the PS5 and the Xbox Scarlet.
Yeah.
Which is a Ryzen. I mean, we know that the next iterations of the Xbox and the the PlayStation are going to be Ryzen-based systems, probably Ryzen 1s. I doubt they're going to use Ryzen 2s, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see what's in the Amico, and we'll see what games come out for it. We'll see what developers they have on board. We know they have Atari on board because Atari is on board on everything.
Well, Atari is not making any games anymore like they used to.
Oh,
funny enough, they're actually re-releasing, I think it's Roller Coaster Tycoon on the Switch. They're finally coming out with that.
I thought it was canceled.
And if you remember, a long time ago, they had like a Kickstarter kind of thing or something for that game. And I thought it was kind of shady, but apparently it's actually coming out next week.
It's coming out next week? How much are they charging it for?
I have no idea, but it's a Switch exclusive.
It better be like $30, $20 to $30, and I'll buy it. If it's $60, I'm gonna let that thing like sink down for the price because I already have it for the damn PC.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
I didn't think it was gonna come out. I thought it was a scam, just like everything else they've done.
Yeah, because I really want to have a good dungeon scroller. Diablo 3 was good. I mean, do you ever play Neverwinter Nights, Down Phoenix?
I haven't.
Damn. Dungeon Siege 1 and 2.
So you're talking about games that were published by a different Atari company. The Atari company that exists now is not the same company that published Neverwinter Nights 2 for Hasbro and Obsidian.
Yeah.
Because Neverwinter Nights 2 was made by Obsidian, which, by the way, is now owned by Microsoft.
And BioWare now is what BioWare used to be back then.
Yep, right. BioWare actually, so Obsidian, the Obsidian developers were from Black Isles. So Obsidian used to be Black Isles, which used to be a division of BioWare, which kind of got spun off when EA bought up. It's all a complicated mess. I mean, BioWare kind of sucks now. I mean, EA ruined them, in my opinion. Look at the last Mass Effect. Mass Effect Andromeda.
I bought that. I bought the day one and the collector edition for it.
No, I feel bad for you. So, early adopter.
That was actually the first one. That's the second month I ever was on YouTube. I was streaming that because I was so hyped for that game. And all 24 hours I was complaining like a mother effer on streaming that sucker. It's the older video's still there if you guys want to check it out. It's on the playlist for it. It's just that it's like EA like to make a game that we like and they buy it and they bring out a part 3 or 4 of it and it looks like dog shit, like Dead Space 3.
You mean like Dead Space 3?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Dead Space 3 wasn't bad. I didn't think it was a bad game. I like Dead Space 3, but it definitely wasn't as good as Dead Space 2.
Yeah,
Dead Space 1 and 2 had the horror aspect to it, and then 3 just didn't have that anymore.
2 was more puzzles.
To be fair, I always compare that with like the Aliens franchise because people talk about how like Aliens 3 isn't as scary as the first 2 Aliens. Well, no, it's no joke about it because Ripley's already been in that situation multiple times. Isaac's been in that situation multiple times, so it's going to take a lot more to kind of make him be phased.
Although I'd say Aliens 1 was a horror movie.
Aliens 2 was action. Aliens 1 was horror. Aliens 2 was action. Different directors. That's the reason
Ridley
why.
Scott and James Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
And
Although I love both those movies, though.
First one will always be my favorite. The first one.
The Command & Conquer mobile just came out a few days ago.
Oh yeah, the Rivals.
Did you get it, Lance?
You played it?
I was about to get it. I'm like, I don't want to play this crap. Because the same style as Command & Conquer 4. I'm like, 4 sucked. The gameplay of it sucked too. I was like, because I remember, because if I'm going to build something from the original, it's like I want to mine Tiberium. That was the main point of it. You mine as much Tiberium, you make as many soldiers as you want and buildings as you want, and you just send an army in and murder them. Well, you can't do that on 4 or the Rivals. You gotta have like certain numbers that you can make, but you go by point system how much you can make.
Like StarCraft?
Yeah. Well, StarCraft max is 200. On the original Command & Conquer, you don't have a max. You can make 1 million troopers if you want to, if you have the Tiberium for it. It may crash the computer, but yeah, pretty much.
That reminds me of days playing Total Annihilation. Like you can make a crap ton of units in that game.
Yeah.
Total Annihilation was a great game. When that came out, everyone was, basically because it had no unit limit, everyone was like, it's better than all the others. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily better than StarCraft, but that element of it was definitely interesting, how you could just produce so many units and then just send them at each other. You just keep producing units and just sending them at whoever you're playing. So when you're playing 2 players, you just point at the other person's base and just let the units go.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to micro. No microing needed. Just let the units fight it out. AI.
Dragon Age trailer release on the Game of War. To me, it feels like a DLC. But I don't think it's gonna be a new Dragon Age. I think it's gonna be for DLC or it's gonna be for a mobile. In my point of view, how EA's been doing it, huh?
It's been long enough now. It's been like 4 years since Inquisition.
Well, the producer for 3 says that 2 more years. It's not time. It has to be 2 more years. I think they're like timing these things for years wise when they release. But it's like they're
just teasing it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just showing mountains like Bethesda did. Here's a mountain, everyone. Elder Scrolls 6. Yay!
Yeah. Well,
Elder Scrolls 6. Let's watch some mountains.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that lady that played the old grandma that plays the Elder Skyrim, and she just found out that Elder Scrolls 6 will be out for like another several years. She's like, she has to give up on it. It's like she really wants to play that game before she passes away. That's kind of sad.
I don't know. They could do something like let her play development builds while they're. I mean, I don't know how long they are with it, but let her play development builds. Let her play alphas and pre-alphas.
If all they're throwing is mountains, then they're probably not that far into development.
No, all didn't even started yet. I think they got that from like Skyrim. From Skyrim, like here we go. We just put 6 on there right there.
Yeah,
I think they're just in the. I think they're still in like the drawing phases of it, like the planning, and the artists are still doing the drawings and the 3D modeling on the computer, so they don't have any gameplay exactly yet.
Right. I mean, they also said that Starfield is their next game. That's a new franchise that they're going to come out with. That's going to be their first game for next gen.
So speaking about Starfield and
wanting to be this gen,
how do you guys feel about the fact that they're still using that same engine? What's the name of their engine? The creation engine?
They need an update.
They haven't updated it.
What is Starfield?
It's
that's
their next
the game that they were talking about during E3 this year. It's like their next game.
Let me go look it up then, because
it's
it's a space RPG.
Oh yeah, more space RPG.
And we're not going to.
That's kind of the thing now.
I know. I saw it.
Space. That's just boring.
We're probably not going to see Starfield for 2 years, let alone Elder Scrolls 6.
You know what a good.
Elder Scrolls 6.
They'll probably have Starfield 2021. I'm thinking, and then we'll probably see Elder Scrolls 6 2023.
Probably.
Oh
And
god.
we won't see Elder Scrolls 6 until after the next gen systems, the ninth gen systems, are out probably for a couple of years. So it's going to be a while. And thinking about development cycles, I mean, what do you guys think about development cycles? Sometimes I think that they're ridiculous.
All I gotta say is Square Enix and look at Kingdom Hearts, and that's a long development cycle.
How long was Kingdom Hearts 3 in development for?
Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in, 2006, 2007?
So I guess there's a difference between a long development cycle and just not starting a game. So you have to look at when did the company
They were doing all the mini games to get ready for Kingdom Hearts 3, so
then they just didn't start the game. I wonder how long the actual development cycle is.
I don't think they started the game until 2012, to be honest.
It's 2005 Kingdom Hearts 2 came in. Let me see, 3 development cycle.
They had to been 2012 through 15, somewhere in there when they started. Because that's when they announced it, somewhere in between there.
Well, Tetsuya Nomura was responsible for that, as well as Final Fantasy 15. Both those games took forever to come out. So,
well,
no one knows when the remake of Final Fantasy 7
the dates they scrapped
showing.
They
did?
They scrapped it and then remake it again.
Why did they scrap it to remake it again? Was something wrong?
Because they
had some crappy third-party developer make it or something like that.
Yeah.
Called CyberConnect. I never even heard of them. And apparently they were unsatisfied with their work, so they scrapped it.
And now they're going to start over again?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because Square Enix don't like, pulling out half-ass game. They will prolong it until it's perfect
They will wait 10 years.
They'll wait 10, 12, 20 years, yeah.
They already said it wasn't going in full...
They said they
weren't going to full development with it until they finish up Kingdom Hearts 3. So whenever that gets... That's when they'll actually start working on the remake.
Yeah.
Well, Kingdom Hearts 3 releases next year in January, so...
Yeah.
They have the release date January 29th, I think.
25th.
27th.
25th.
25th. They already have the release date, so that means anytime between now and sometime next year, they're going to start on 7.
And
the development cycle on it seems ridiculous. It's not even the worst example of a development cycle, or the longest length between a remake. So in the company In Exile, who Microsoft just bought, who owns Wasteland, they're working on Wasteland 3 right now. I think it should be out soon, maybe within a year. But they just announced, after Microsoft bought them, that they were going to remake Wasteland 1. Wasteland 1 came out in 1982. And they've just decided that they're going to remake it.
Wow.
I think they have to. If it's if the game is certain age, I think they have to remake it to appeal back to younger generation to see what that story was all about.
I think they need to remake all the Final Fantasy from 9 and below. Really.
I think they could remaster 9 and, or... You know what they could do is they could finish development on Final Fantasy VII, develop an engine for it, and then just edit that engine, and just remake all the Final Fantasy games in that engine. They could do that.
They're using the same engine as 15
for Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
I thought they were using a real engine. That's what I've heard.
Well, they're using it, but they spent what?
That's what Final Fantasy.
Sony just made Square Enix just had a new department just for making the engine for 15. I think they're going to use that engine for it because they already spent tons of money, and the guy who made the 15 and Kingdom Hearts left, and they just basically a waste of money just sitting there. So they're going to probably use that engine just to try to sell it to other people.
That could be. I mean, we don't know everything about the project, but the previous project for Final Fantasy VII was being done in Unreal?
I don't think so. I think that got scrapped away until.
Well, right. That project was scrapped. So I haven't seen any news about what they're using to build the new Final Fantasy VII. I haven't seen anything. I mean, the news is pretty scarce, right?
Yeah, but we'll find out something in a couple years, I guess.
Exactly, a couple of years. I mean,
Square Enix is slow, but their games are good, so.
I'll be 84 years old, and I'll have Final Fantasy VII finally in my hand. Oh, I did it! I'll lift myself! And I put the disc in. I just die. For pure excitement.
Global warming is going to kill us before you turn 85, man. Global warming.
I'll live in a bubble. About 25 feet underground.
I think he'll move us to Antarctica. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, there will be no Antarctica. It'll be like a small piece of land there. The ice is already melting pretty fast.
Antarctica is a pretty big land without the ice.
You also got to learn about permafrost, and also the water needs to settle before it becomes a solid. I think it's be mud.
So it'll be mud?
Yeah. Permafrost. Will be the one of the damn thing, because permafrost is ice water between soil. So once that melts, the land won't be settled, so we don't know if that will sink within the sea level or it will still be fine. Like Alaska, one of the town got sinked because of permafrost, so the whole town sunk underneath. And when they excavated it, there was everything became like crystallized because salt water underneath.
So Lance, are you guys have Kingdom Hearts pre-ordered or?
Yeah, pre-order. I'm sending you that far away on Tuesday or Wednesday, so Vera can play it.
Isn't that all the Kingdom Hearts games?
Yeah. Vera, she wants to borrow it, so I say okay. You can borrow
she's
this.
Never played Kingdom Hearts?
How about this? I trade you this for Persona 1.
I don't think so. It's a bad trade.
It comes with 9 games.
If you want Persona 1 so bad, why don't you already figured out how to get it cheap?
I'd rather have.
It's only $125 on eBay.
Well, no, that's just for the case and the book. That's not for the.
Well, why not just get a PS1 Classic at that point, because it's already got it on there.
I already have Persona 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the PlayStation TV. Yes, I have a PlayStation TV, so I could live stream.
Well, there you go. Just play it off of that. That's the better versions anyways.
Yeah, I have to replay 1 because I got the bad ending on 1. 2, I'm by the last boss, and 3, I stopped at the subway. 4, I haven't started yet, but I beat 5 like crazy. Ever since I moved, I haven't hooked it up ever since, or put the Vita game in there to live stream, because there's not much Vita game out anymore. I think they discontinue majority of Vita games now.
They stopped making My Otome games coming over here.
Are they making it on the PS4, aren't they?
I don't know if they're going to bring any more visual novel dating games over here.
No more translations are being done to the Vita. They cut it off. The last company that was doing translations was Xseed, and Xseed is stopped. I don't know if Xseed has anything on the release list still, but I know they're not.
The companies that make the visual novel games are Idea Factory.
So is Idea Factory cut off the Vita? Or are they still going?
I think the Vita is getting cut off in Japan too. It's just not making much money in both countries.
Yeah, so this is the last.
Yeah, everybody's putting on the Switch now.
This is the last Persona
I think
game.
all the visual novels are going to go to the Switch.
That actually be smart.
That makes sense.
That would be smart.
Because I seen some on the DS and the Switch, so.
Hey Vince, we're coming up on 2 hours. Why don't we
stop it right here?
Yeah.
Hey, downphoenix, want to do this again Sunday with us? We try to make this a Sunday thing.
I'll see if I can make it. I can't promise anything right now, though.
No problem. Let you know, let me.
If I'm around, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll let you know like a day before if you can make it or not, or on early morning. Because trying to do this a thing and add more people, and I'm gonna let RGT, Podwave, and Rich if they want to join too for Sunday. We're just basically talking about gaming stuff, what happened in the week and everything else. So,
That's good.
anything else you guys want to add in before we end it?
No, I think that's good for this week.
That's good for this week. So it's episode 2. Remember, if you guys want to name the podcast, put it down in the comment below, and we will vote on it. Because Grandma was giving me very long names while I was in bed, so it's like that's just too long.
I've got a name suggestion.
What?
Untitled Gaming Podcast.
Like it's like 20, 30 of them out there on YouTube as well.
But are they literally called Untitled Gaming Podcast?
Yeah, they're literally. Then they found the title for it and they changed the name for it. Like Boogie was the Untitled Podcast, and then we became the 3 Stacks and some other people as well. It's like we were just undecided on the title yet, but yeah. Well, anyhow, guys, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for being here with us. We will do this again next week on Sunday around 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, share. Check out their YouTube page down the link below. Subscribe to them and show them some love. And anyhow, guys, have a great evening and a great week, and Merry Christmas to all. Bye.